9, standing 5'8", Marvin Goose. Starting for Ictsi LaSalle. At guard, number 11, standing 5'7", Tang. Guard number 11 and 6 feet, Obeno. Guard number 4, standing 6'1", Ryan Arana. Center number 4, 6'6", also known as Baby Shaq, J.R. Center number 5, standing 6'4", Jude Kapatu. Forward number 18, standing 6'4", Abby Santos. Forward number 17, Captain Hook, standing 6'1", Matt Cardona. Forward number 7, standing 6'3", Raul Antonio. Forward number 16, standing 6'3", Sherwin Gackel. The head coach, Granny Goose Dlsu, Leoncio Tan Jr. For Ictsi LaSalle, interim head coach, Gia Vanilla. And I'd like to call on our dear Vice Mayor, Yoyoy Marquez, for the ceremonial toss.
Well, the game is about to get started here at the Pasig Sports Center. The game between Granny Goose Tortillos and the Ictsi LaSalle Archers. And as we see, Mr. Yoyong Martinez, center court for the ceremonial toss. Remember, these are the final 2 teams here in the PBL finally making their debut. Of course, Mr. Yoyong Martinez is the vice mayor here sa lungsod ng Pasig. I was saying, TJ, na we've seen the 6 teams as you look at the starters on your screens, and we've witnessed 3 games, obviously, and all of them are really games to watch out for. We had a double overtime presentation Saturday. We had the Toyota Otis surprising the very powerful Wellcode Paint Masters, and then that tight ball game that we had from start to finish earlier between Adik Mobile Ateneo and yung kalaban nila kanina, which was
Air Philippines.
That's right. The debut of Air Philippines.
Yeah.
And what a debut.
Grabe. For the 6 teams that have already played their first games, you know, talagang masasabi natin na tama yung sinasabi ng maraming experts na it's a conference that's so hard to guess who's on top because ang ganda ng balance ng talent sa mga teams, especially with the addition of the new talents coming along from like guys like Cebu, the guys from the UAP, and even a film like Anthony Washington. So it's such a very exciting conference to watch out for the new people, and so much more exciting considering that all the teams are pretty well balanced. I really don't see any team that you can say surely will make the top 2, or I can't see teams that you'll say surely will be in the bottom 2.
And dito sa ating laro, well, we have a 3-on-1. The offing as Latonio misses his first shot here in the PBL, but Abby Santos putting it back for the first 2 points of the Tortillos. Now we have Raul Latonio, we have J.R. Kenyan, as you mentioned earlier, moniker niya dito, parang baby shot. And then the rest are UP players against the rest of the LaSalle players, so it might be weird to look at them and see them wearing black. But yes, that's a full LaSalle lineup. Right over there.
And given that fact, obviously, ang lamang nila, maybe not necessarily talent, but in their chemistry, they've been together for such a long time. They took a leave of absence from the last PBL conference, primarily to focus on the upcoming UAP season, and obviously it paid them great dividends by winning the crown.
Yun talaga ang aabangan at ang inaasahan nila, bakit nila dito sa PBL Open Championship is that chemistry. As you look at interim coach G. Abanilla, habang nagbabakasyon pa si Coach Franz Pumare. You know, if there's one motivation for LaSalle coming into the PBL Open Championship, it's the fact that they have not won a PBL crown. They have won 5 out of the last 7 in the UAP, pero wala pa silang naipapanalo dito sa PBL.
So, I think, how many years have they been in the PBL as Alice Boone LaSalle team? I think, I'm guessing 4 years? That's an estimate, because we haven't been here that long enough. We don't really know that. Exactly. We can ask Butch Maniagan in here one.
Latonio has missed his first 2 shots here in the PBL. That's a traveling infraction called on T.Y. Tang.
So on the floor for LaSalle, masasabi natin, they have 3 PBL rookies there. You got T.Y. Tang, Jerwin Gaco, and Ryan Aranya playing for the very first time in the PBL against this mixture of players from UP and from Cebu. So challenge naman ng Granny Goose room is, can they find their chemistry? I mean, you saw what UP was able to do in the second half season, wherein they made an amazing run, and that was what people would say because of their great team play, their heart and their effort as a team. It's not a team that has a superstar that carried them all the way, you know. So kaya pa nilang madala yun here to the PBL, considering they have major additions who will play a big chunk of minutes.
His first 2 points here in the PBL Open Championship via the awkward-looking hook, which was challenged by the Tortillos, or the Snack Masters. At marami, as we mentioned earlier, 7 taga-UP ang naglalaro para dito sa Granny Goose. Cruz, that's a tough shot and an ugly-looking shot from Marvin Cruz. T.Y. Tang sets up Gaco, who's also making his PBL debut. He's fouled. His first attempt.
Well, he go to the line, but he could have made that extra pass to Ryan Aranya, who was wide open under the basket, but Gaco felt he had enough momentum to take it strong to the basket anyways and fish for that foul. As you see this, as usual, amazing hook shots
against 2 players from Granny Goose. Totti Almeida covering his left side, but you know Mac will when he executes that hook of his or his shot put, he will always go back, spin back to the right.
Anong spin? That's a counterclockwise spin. Hard to say whether spinning left, parang spin kasi.
Jerwin Gaco in 15th parallel, making his PBL debut, TJ, but he is, I believe, the oldest LaSalle player in the team.
Interestingly,
Kuya yan.
Kuya si Jerwin.
Cruz sets up Kinyahan for the first 2 points of the hot shot Cebuano here in the Philippine basketball league.
Watch out for this guy. Don't forget this name. I mean, he may not be a super athlete considering the way he's big and wide, but we've heard a lot of things about him using his strength, his power, and his size.
And the fact that he's starting for Granny Goose
as a newbie.
Yes. That says a lot about this hot shot. And this is good for him also. Exposure dito sa PBL. Alam mo na nagagawa rin ng PBL. As Gaco takes it away. Cardona to Aranya, his favorite player in terms of setting up. Then underneath, we've seen it many times in season 6, 7 of the UAAP. At ayan, lamang na naapat ang ICTSI. 10-6. Short stack. Nothing there for Totti Almeida. Aranya trying to outmaneuver all of the Granny Goose players. Everything but the shot. Cabatu follows it up. Wala pa rin. Marvin Cruz tapping it to Batma Cardona. Cardona setting up Aranya. But no goal for Ryan Aranya. And Almeida and Cardona, as usual, going at it just like they do in the UAAP. And that's what the fans are looking out for. Coach Juntan is behind the Granny Goose Tortillos, behind 10-6 in the first 4 minutes of this ball game. Nagbabalik po ang inyong PBL on Studio 23. 10-6, make that 11-6, courtesy of the free throws of Jerwin Gott. 5:21 remaining, and siyempre may period dito na ito yung hindi na pagkadaanan nila sa yung period na nagkakapaan kayo. You're groping for form, you're trying to establish some sort of rhythm, chemistry. Yahan. The shot got Cardona has always been known for his rebounding too, aside from other goals. Foul called on J.R. Kinyan on the running Junjun Kabatu.
It'll be interesting to watch how this guy goes for his shot block. Normally, guys his size and width aren't gifted with great keeping ability, pero mukhang meron naman siyang magandang timing, and we'll see how he can play defensively against the, let's say, more agile big men who are the same height as him, pero mas maniliksi at maaaring mas malalakas tumalon. So far, Granny Goose obviously having a difficult time breaking the press, as normal is the problem against teams who play up against Ictsi and LaSalle. The press so far giving the Black Shirts 12 points, make that 13, courtesy the last free throw of Junjun Kabatu. So a slow start offensively para sa Granny Goose. As you said, they can't get their offensive rhythm because they can hardly set things up when they get down court.
5 minuto nalalabi dito sa ating unang yugto. At lamang ng 7 ICTSI over Granny Goose, as I think J.R. Kinyahan will sit down. And Ron Kapati, the former CSB Blazer, forward from the Blazers, checking in for the very first time. Not a stranger to the PBL. As Latonio has missed his 3rd shot here in this ballgame. Meantime, ito namang mga taga-LaSalle still sticking to that starting 5. Aranya, not blow past by Latonio, and Marvin Cruz breaking up that play. 13-6. Cruz accelerating and is fouled in that sequence.
Well, the other players of Granny Goose will have to be aware that when Marvin Cruz wants to penetrate inside, they've got to space it out a little bit better for 2 reasons. One, so Marvin can penetrate and find his lane inside. Either that or attract their defenders, and they themselves can find themselves open at the post for the drop passes from Marvin Cruz.
I see Alpi Grijaldo coming in now for Granny Goose. Now, here's a guy who also played for the PBL before, and medyo nawala. Matagal si Alpi Grijaldo, I believe, formerly of the National University. Missing his first attempt from the field. And the possession arrow pointing. Oh, may foul. Ang tinawagan, si Totti Almeda. Artemio Totti Almeda. See the sequence, the over and back foul. And free throws will be awarded now to Mac Cardona.
A whole lot of free throws already taken by ICTSI here in the open quarter. Tuloy, ang bagal ng first quarter natin. Instead of 4 minutes and 17 to go because of the whole slew of fouls that Granny Goose has given up.
Cardona misses his first, misses the second. That's very strange for Mac Cardona. It usually is a reliable foul play shooter. Possession will remain with Granny Goose on this very slow first quarter dito sa Pasig Sports Center. Kapati against Gaku. Kapati pulls up and knocks it down. Puts them within 5 points, 13-8, under 4 minutes ang nalalabig. Ating unang yugto. So it's still T.Y. Tang against Marvin Cruz dito sa ating first quarter. Tang against 3. Nowhere to go. Gaku out of nowhere. Aranya taking it away from him. Short stab. Wala. The rebound cannot be controlled by the Archers. And it will go to the Tortillas. When we come back from the...
Hirap at challenging ang dadaanan ng kanyang mga players. Pero sabi naman niya na kayang-kaya nilang gawing advantages ang kanilang mga had disadvantages. Sabi rin ni Coach that he is working with a winning system. And as officer in charge, he is basically following what Coach Pumaran has started. Back to Boom.
Thank you. Mickey Dlsu joining us and Gretchen Fulido downstairs. An interesting setup that we have, knowing that we have the LaSalle and the UP teams playing here in this ball game. Chico Lanete has been sent in by Coach Juntan in this game. Chico Lanete, also not a stranger to the PBL. When I started here in the PBL in 99 and 2000, 2001, I've seen this player play. And he's from the Lyceum. And he's a point guard na scorer talaga. That he has had a lot of moments, whether it's here in the PBL or other leagues where he has scored a lot. So Chico Lanete will be the point guard replacing. He has replaced Marvin Cruz already in the lineup, and turnover. So Dlsu and Kapati, miscommunication again. The lack of chemistry, the unfamiliarity coming into play here in the opening minutes or the opening quarter ng ating laro as JV Castro makes his PBL debut replacing DY Tag. Joseph Yo also now here in the ballgame. Errant pass right there. Dlsu setting up his teammate. Ito si Almeda ba yan? Si Almeda. Almeda fouled on his way to the hole.
Well, this is where they've taken their opportunities to get to the basket in transition. They do have 8 points already in the game, but they've struggled to score in the half-court set. Surprisingly, LaSalle also, not just in their full-court press defense, they've done a good job of matching up in the half-court set, even though Granny Goose has focused at the post, where they feel they have the advantage over the, let's say, lesser experienced big men. I mean, talking about PBL experience, the big men of ICTSI Archers. And it wasn't so successful yet. They went to Grijaldo, they went to Kinahan, and wala pa masyadong success sa half-court set. So I think Granny Goose will need a little bit more movement. Yung penetration by Rino Nitote Almeda, that's a good thing for them. They got to do a little bit more of those and some more movement off the ball, giving some screens. And as we said, maybe those Sinanete can put some points on the board for them from the perimeter because they got to open things up.
15 to 10 ang ating talaan. 2:40 remaining to Kabati. Missing from the field. Almeda tracks down the recovery. Oti Almeda sends it out to Laro. Wala ang bola. Stays with Kabati. Wala. It's Alvin Grijaldo, I believe, responsible for the stick back. Actually, naging lean ito si Alvin Grijaldo because I used to remember it to be a wide body. National University. Yo sends it out to Castro. We all know what he can do from that area. Walang pumulot ng bola para sa Granny Goose. Scores his 4th point and his 6th rebound of the ball game already.
Kapati just did not realize that the shot was already taken. He was still face guarding or face boxing out. Itong si June Kabati, and actually he lost out of that box out battle.
And that's Dlsu. Knocks down the sidewinder. Cuts the lead down to 3. So scoring has picked up in the last 3 or 4 sequences for both teams. Gake puts on the move. And this is the weakness of Jerwin Gake. When he makes a move like that, you know, we've seen him play a couple of years already in the UAAP. He will usually lower down that shoulder.
Gusto niyo yun, bueno niyo yun. Kumbaga, that's his habit. If other big men like the power dribble, yung ika nga sa street basketball, saw-saw. Siya naman, a slight dribble and a quick spin is what he likes to use to get his momentum to go straight to the basket. At minsan nga, sinabi mo, pag na-lower shoulder, at kung basang-basa mo ng kilos na Grijaldo did, you can pick up that shot.
Kaya yung mga katulad ng mga sanay na kay Gapo sa UAP, yes, they know how to flop against Jerwin Gapo. Finding the touch from beyond the arc and tying the ball game at 17 with 1:15 to play sa ating unang minuto.
Coach Juntan finding a good substitution in Grijaldo with 5 points now in the game after that tip in and then the 3.
I always wondered whatever happened to him after I saw him play a couple of years back. It's nice to see him back here in the PBL. Chico Lanete, nagmamadali. Lanete will not be shy to pull the trigger. I will tell you as much. Like I said, I've seen him play many times.
When I saw him over at the round robins earlier, so you see this big three by Grijaldo, akala ko nga, nakawit ni dating FU point guard, si Oliver, who actually became the assistant coach and is now on the staff of Coach Coy.
Grijaldo now has connected 7 points, this time from close range, and a good look for Granny Goose, who have taken over the lead, 19-17. So feeling out phase maybe medyo paying dividends now for Granny Goose. Gago forcing his way through, and he draws the foul from Ron Kapati, I believe. Yes, Ron Kapati.
The defense there was late to rotate to help out on the pick and roll that was being run by Joseph Yo and Jerwin Capo in the middle of the floor. And Jerwin's quite comfortable with that kind of a play. You pick and roll at the top of the key. He likes to get his momentum off that drop pass and go strong to the basket. But he's got to work on these. He's going to get a lot of free throw attempts if he picks up the fouls, but he's got to make his free throws.
19-17, 39 seconds remaining. Jaire Ibanez getting ready to come into this ball game. Almeda tracks it down, gives it up to Grijaldo. Grijaldo against Cardona. A lot of time. They send it over to Ardi, who goes to Grijaldo. Doesn't waste any second. May foul yata. Itatawag kay Kapati na huling tumulak. Si Ron Kapati, so second consecutive foul for the former CSB Blazer hotshot.
Just missing out on the timing on that alley-oop for Grijaldo. It was a nice pass, good look, finding it from way up there at the half-court line.
RT Larong yung nagbigay ng pasa. You know what would be interesting to find out about this Granny Goose team along the way, whether it's in this game or in the succeeding games, who will come out as the leader of this team?
Because even in the UP team, even the 7 players that they have, they never really had a standout leader or a standout major scorer.
Talaga sila.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, if you'd ask Coach Vito Vergara, the head coach in the UAP, baka sabihin niyang Toti Almeida is part of the heart and soul of the team na one of the vocal leaders. Pero looking back at the season, he wasn't as much of a leader really. Pero, you know, with the success they had in the second round, sama ka bumo, bigayan talaga sila, kanya-kanya, tulungan.
And you know, Totti, alam mo naman that he's also a very soft-spoken person.
And an unselfish player, exactly.
The press of LaSalle, getting the possession once again. Cardona throwing it. And Jaire Ibanez knows too well. Ooh, good line.
Just a foot short.
Yes. Well, action on a Tuesday afternoon. Actually, when I look at the crowd, kanina pa, even during the first day, parang nga Sabado. Exactly. Yung ating atmosphere dito. What a game. Well, first of all, what a bevy of beauties. Caught only by Director Abet Ramos joining us here at our PBL coverage. But going back to my point before we dwell on that, yung first game natin, a very exciting and high-scoring ball game from start to finish. I was here, TJ, from the very start, from the opening tip, and grabe yung bigayan ng dalawang pananil, yung Addict Mobile, Matineo, and
hot shooting by both sides, no?
Air Philippines. Great debut, again, as we said, for Air Philippines. In the meantime, Chico Lanete, nice pass. But an uncompleted three-point play opportunity as R.D. Larong misses on playing it with Lanete. Eyes behind his back. Setting up R.D. Look at this.
And if you look at the timing of when Lanete came in, boom, when he substituted Marvin Cruz, siya yung talagang nakatulong sa paghabol ng Granny Goose and eventually grabbed the lead. So his leadership on the court has really helped a lot. Not necessarily the points that he's put up. I'm not even sure he scored already, but he has given some sort of, you know, parang ease in their half courts. At parang mas may calmness. Wala nang tentativeness that Marvin Cruz had earlier on when he was trying to drive and create his own shots.
20-18, ating talaan, nakasimula po lamang ng ating pangalawang ito. Magandang hapon muli, Pilipinas, watching us live on Studio 23. Bringing in Coach Ruth Gonzalez, TJ Manopov, all part of the ABS-CBN sports team as Joseph Yo unable to ring the bell. June Cabato has been very active since the start of the game. That has got to make Coach Gia Abanilla happy.
He has been very active on the boards. I think that's his 7th or 8th rebound already.
Right.
At mukhang hirap na hirap yung mga Granny Goose players na i-box out tong si Junjun Tabatu. He's not that quick, but he's a very pesky rebounder. Makiti-kiti siya eh. He likes to maneuver around you even though you're set up there on the boards.
And if you notice, ever since he established himself in that LaSalle team, he has been a perennial starter.
Yes.
He has never given up that starting role. Coach Franz Pamaran or Coach Gia Bonilla. And you know, as we see him in this play, a little bit wild in that sequence, is Abi Santos there denying him of entry. Hindi rin naman kasi sa mapilit eh. Si Jun is not the kind of guy who really looks for a shot all the time. Pag nabigyan, pag nanggigil paminsan-minsan. Yo and Aranya, together with Casio, as RD Laro takes it away again. Oh, what a takeoff from far away against the Ninja himself. But nakikita mo yung athleticism ng Laro. Joseph Yo, wala. Kapingan ang bola, mapupunta kay Chico Lanete. Lanete with his first recovery of the game. 7 UP players for Granny Goose, and the rest, well, other PBL veterans, some from Cebu. And some from Cebu, and you know what they say about the Cebuano brand of basketball. Tough guys, very athletic, very tough, hardworking, flyers. We've seen a lot of flyers come out from Cebu. We've seen a lot of tough, stern bodies come out of Cebu. Yan nga yung biruan dyan minsan. Ano ba kinakain ng mga Cebuano?
I was about to say the same
Diba?
thing.
Ganyan yung mga
I love
sinasabi.
eating the seafood when we're over there.
Grijaldo sits down and J.R. Quinyan comes back in. Grijaldo, great job off the bench. 7 points, all in the first quarter. Came in around the 6-minute mark and 2 rebounds. He almost got a 3-point play opportunity a while ago.
Good minutes by Grijaldo. Now,
Quinyan with a 3. Maybe not the shot that Coach Juntan wants. And look at the acceleration of Joseph Yo all the way.
just saw the opening and pulled onto the accelerator, and he was gone, blowing right by the last line of defense of Granny Goose.
Showing RD Larong a thing or two in terms of taking off.
Itong ICDSI naman, pinapatan yung pagbalik ni Quinyan, and they brought in Mike Cabino. As you take a look once again at that boost of speed.
Adding mobile fast break, a thing of beauty. Talking about athleticism, Joseph Yo definitely has a lot of that in his system. 22-20, dalawa lang po alamang ng ICTSI. Under 8 minutes, nalalabi dito sa ating first half. I feel like this is one of those games na medyo jumajab-jab pa yung dalawang kupunan eh. Lanete, good intention, pero the pass was a bit behind Abi Santos, who was already preparing for a
the rebound. So no eye contact there between the two. And Lanete knew what he wanted to do, but Abi Santos didn't. So he was not prepared to get that drop pass, as ICTSI now wanting to pad on this slim 2-point lead with T.Y. Tang back in the game.
Tang replacing JV Casio. Aranya circling around RD Laro, getting extended minutes of Coach Juntan.
Watch these two. Kanina pa sila medyo intense nagbabantayan. On both ends of the court, nagbabantayan sila eh. So, check out the pushing and the shoving underneath.
It's Jairi Ibanez trying to cover Joseph Yo. Yo stepping back for the 3. Nothing there. Ooh. Nice step back by Mark Benitez, who announces his entry and his PBL debut with the out-of-nowhere rebound. Then putting it back for the 2. 4-point lead po para sa kupunan ni Coach G. Abanilla. 7-10 remaining in the first. Lanete looking for a recipient. Pasado mataas, pero may tulak pala. Galing sa likod.
Well, they're going to need a little bit more of those aggressive passes in the paint. They can't just be passive and settle for the post-set plays as you check out this miss by Joseph Yo. But again, another long rebound for ICTSI and the hard-working big men of the Black Shirts getting those long boards.
Benitez able to get it up and in. Well, the 4-point lead coming up on the 7-minute mark. And again, a lot of fouls here in the second half.
Slowing us down again as it did towards the midway point of the first quarter.
LaSalle is over the limit already. Abi Santos, who had also a great season 67 of the UAAP. Not a stranger to the PBL. He played with Blue Detergent, which is, of course, on leave right now. You saw the rest of the players. Nakasama pa niya yan sila Jenkins dyan. Sila Nestor David was on that team for Coach Leo Isaac. Blue. And KG Canaleta also played with them.
Powerhouse team back then.
Alongside sila Eric De La Cuesta. Now, of course, part of Montana. In the meantime, an infraction. LaSalle turning the ball over to the white shirts of Granny Goose.
Well, let's see how Granny Goose can take advantage of this problem of LaSalle now getting into early foul trouble in team penalty. We've got 5 team fouls with still 6:46 to go here in the second quarter. So they got to be more aggressive, take that ball to the rack. Don't settle for those fadeaways or those forcing the jump shots.
Ito, laro ni Lanete ito over T.Y. Tang. Although he forces that one over Tang because the double team came right at him. Yo, on the open floor, sets up Aranya. Aranya, nagdilim. J.R. Inyahan taking the bait, taking the candy away from the baby.
He just took that ball.
And Lanete shoots this one. Nothing there. Wala pa rin para sa mga nakaputi. And Yo again, turning up the burners. Turning up wild. That sequence, T.Y. Tang from 15. Rattles out. Copy ka ng bola. Helter-skelter basketball in this sequence. Ibanez goes to his right and is fouled. And you know what that means. He will go to the line for 2 gift shots.
Getting very aggressive on both ends of the court for both teams. Action beginning to heat up and pick up.
What about that block?
That was a steal.
The block and the steal in the process. JR.
So known as the Baby Shack of Cebu ay first-time player dito sa PBL at sa batang edad na 20 years old. Maniniwala ba kayo naka 6 times na siya nakakuha ng MVP award? Defense daw at rebound ang makakontribute niya sa kanyang newest family na ang Granny Goose Tortillas team. Simple and laid back pero makulit at unstoppable daw siya sa loob ng court. Booming TJ?
Thank you very much. And I think we are just barely scratching the surface for this guy. Alam mo yung minsan when you're in a new place, a new league, a new venue, in front of new people, and remember, we are being covered all over the Philippines.
Yes.
You know, may konting maybe jitters, yung parang getting used to the lights, the bright lights.
Ilang din yun. And of course, the tentativeness of wanting to prove yourself against these Manila boys. Yan yung mga players from
you know how
provinces.
territorial some people can get. Plus, you're playing with new teammates.
Yun.
Who are 7 of them are from one group. So that will, yan ang mga ating aabangan dito in the course of this PBL Open Championship. Mac Cardona back in the ballgame as Ibanez connects on both free throws. 24-23, under 6 minutes in the first half. Gapo also back in the ballgame para sa ICTSI. A double team on Cardona. Splits it, goes to Gavino. Gavino able to get it in. Well, you have Baby Shack over there, but Gavino looks heftier than J.R. Quinyan.
And I actually think Gavino looks a little taller than Quinyan. I think Quinyan's that's a little bit generous, giving him 6'5". He's probably 6'4", but still very, very wide.
Quinyan, simple move. But the stutter step for J.R. Quinyan. The 2 points and inararo. Itong si Aranya. Itong si Josan Cervantes, who also played. He's one of those players, TJ, who played with Blue in the last PBL Unity Cup.
That's one of his fortes, playing good defense.
So si Marvin Cruz, balik na rin. So except for JR, those are 4 UP players, I believe, on the floor now. Coach Juntan. Ibanez forces this one up. Also taps the ball away from the Mac Cardona rebound. Ball will go to ICTSI. Let's look at this move once again. Gavino, there's no other way to describe this but powering his way through that defense. On the other hand, the fake. Ball fake of J.R. Quinyan. One was power, one was a little bit of finesse.
Swapping, simple sidestep at stutter step move.
Both from big guys too.
Yep. And it's interesting that itong si Mike Gavino didn't see that many minutes with the Sun in the UAAP this last season because of the way Benitez and Gapo and even
His first in the PBL Open Championship. I say that because we might expect a couple more. Not because of anything else, but he really just plays that way.
Very intense and emotions ride high sometimes.
Look at him. Trash. Who was that? Was that Susan Cervantes? And then he bumps into Marvin Cruz. Familiar faces.
And it's not a pasimple trash. It's all over your face trash. I will jump in your mug.
That's Mac for you.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't surprise people anymore.
Which is one of his strengths actually, but he has to be able to channel that energy properly. Parang yun yung mga sinasabi ng mga NBA players about Rashid Wallace before. And look at him now.
I can understand though why Mac would be excited about a shot like that. That's a tough shot to execute. I think he's got blood on his nose. Kasi nagkabanggaan sila ni Marvin.
Yeah, because he was spinning around after he jumped in the face of Josan. And he didn't see Marvin, so nagkabanggaan. Yung labi niya, tumama sa forehead.
You know, the fans love him. The fans love players like that for one simple reason. Kasi nakikita mo na buong maglaro eh.
And yung mga kalaban naman, they love to hate those kind of players.
Exactly.
So
which the fans
makes it
also
exciting.
appreciate.
Yeah, it makes it more exciting.
Kaya gusto ng mga fans yan. Katulad sila Boy at Bautista. Fans who play very scrappy basketball.
Very scrappy, very intense, very aggressive. Kind of game that you see here in the PBL.
It's either that or they love the high flyers. Like Joseph Yo. J.R. Aquino, first time in the ball game para sa ICTSI. Kinyan is asking for it. Marvin Cruz does not deliver the pass. Ibanez on the other side. Baseline drive. Nice fake, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. What you love about collegiate basketball, TJ, at ang dinadala nila dito sa PBL, yung parang pag nakita mo from the very start of the ball game, hindi umaalala itong mga players.
Energy talaga, all the way.
J.R. Ibanez is one of those.
And it's like they don't know that they have breaks. In terms of pouring on the energy.
At least that's how we perceive him. Siyempre, when they're there on the floor, iba minsan yun. Alam nila yung ginagawa nila minsan.
Correct.
Kaya maganda talagang panoorin. At kaya kita mo naman yung tao na pupunta dito sa Pasig Sports Center. On a Tuesday, they're up here watching with us. And marami ring salamat din sa mga nanonood sa atin over Studio 23. It's our pleasure bringing this ball game to you. Doubleheader on a Tuesday on court. Granny Goose Tortillas versus ICTSI Green Archers. Cardona back in the ball game. And Aquino, short stint for him on the floor. Walang tumutulong kay T.Y. Tang. Ito, humabol si Joseph Yo. Matchup against Jari Ibanez. Gavino against Kinyahan. The low block. They swing it over to the other side. Gavino with a 16-footer. Nothing there. The tap going to Jair Ibanez. Santos did not get the position, but he tapped it for the right player. Ibanez throws up the three. That's short. And the ball going to Josan Cervantes.
Always with the hustle.
Isn't that the UP game? Fighting Maroons against the Archers here in this ball game, pretty much, except for J.R. Cunyan. Turnover? No, they keep the ball. They keep the ball, and we will...
The 7 ICTSI rookies in the lineup. Having graduated from the UAP, sabi ni Joey na ang focus niya muna ngayon ay ang PBL, where he looks forward to gaining the exposure and experience that he will be needing for career improvement. Boom.
Thank you very much. The players here in the PBL, we've said this in so many coverages, in so many years already here in the Philippine Basketball League. Aside from, of course, the usual and the obvious exposure that they get on TV, it's the experience na dadalhin nila back to the UAP if they go back. In the case of Jerwin Gacko, obviously for career advancement. They're going up against heftier, taller, more experienced players and players from different parts of the country like Cebu. Speaking of,
just made a tip in to see J.R. Ian, Baby Shaq, getting another bucket.
Joseph Yo from 17. And you all know na itong mga katulad nila Kinyan, regardless of how many MVP plums he has won in Cebu and in the other leagues, may marami talaga, TJ, na manonood or nakakakita pa lang dito for the very first time.
Yes.
Kay Kinyan.
And he's really very eager to prove his worth and prove the hype.
Paco loses possession in midair. Goose goes to Jasant and a foul. A streaking Matt Cardona who was trying to break up the play, but Marvin able to get the ball to the running Jasant Cervantes. Pangalawa na yan, Captain Hook dito sa ating laro. So again, free throws given to the Tortillos. Now they have maintained or actually stayed with LaSalle, and they only have a team foul to show.
And LaSalle, on the other hand, has had a whole slew of fouls here in the second quarter. I'd give it an unofficial estimate of 8 fouls already in the second quarter alone. Let's see if my guess is right. 10. 2 off. Dami na.
Second quarter.
Oh, second quarter alone. So you'll see a few guys there with some foul trouble. Na meron mga 2 fouls, probably a few there with 3 fouls. You will see at the half, 2 of these black shirts will be in interesting foul trouble, as Coach Ginaman has been very disciplined and quickly rotating his boys, as always is with the LaSalle system, because they run a full court press. They always need fresh legs on the court at all times.
T.Y. Tang trying to do it on his own, and why not? Getting it to go from 15 feet over Marvin Cruz on a tough turnaround move. At ang kalamangan ay naibaba na naman sa isa. Granny Goose leading 31-30, coming up the 2:15 mark as Marvin Cruz splits the double, but the infraction called by the referees. Referees Armando Guevara, Raymond Maurillo, and Nestor Magpantay ang ating kasama dito sa ating second game. Granny Goose versus ICTSI. The spin, mahirap yan dahil nabangga na si T.Y. Tang. Usually pag nabangga ka, nababawasan yung buwelo mo, yung leverage mo. Tang able to get it up and in. Gavino given the baseline by Kinyan. Kinyan coming away with another retrieval. That is his 5th of the ballgame. Kinyan, 6 points, 5 rebounds in his PBL debut so far. Raul Latonio is back in the ballgame para dito sa Granny Goose. Latonio overshoots that one. Tapingan ng bola, mapupunta kay Jerwin Gago. Tang directing traffic. T.Y. goes to Joseph Yo. Yo, sidestepping. Marvin Cruz was there to strip him of possession at tumama. Yata sa hita ni Joseph Yo, who claims he was fouled.
It's such a tough move to do, but Joseph Yo is one of the few who's really been able to master that. It's so hard to control your momentum with that kind of a jump stop na kasabay ng isang sidestep.
Alam mo kung wala si Marvin Cruz to, wala na yan. That was sure too. Groove again breaking up the play. Marvin spinning, giving it up as Cervantes gets the ball back. Another fake and a traveling infraction called on Jasant. But you can't blame the guy for trying, TJ.
The effort was there. He almost lost it. Tried to gather himself for the second attempt, pero medyo umangat yung paa niya din sa shot fake.
65 seconds. Tim Gatchalian showing up here in the lineup for the very first time. J.R. Aquino back in the ballgame. 15-footer off the back iron. Antonio comes away with a retrieval. 50 seconds to play in the first half. Marvin Cruz against Tim. I think Cruz, it's safe to say, I think DJ as Marvin Cruz misses on that one. I was about to say, I think it's safe to say that Marvin has definitely recovered from his injury.
Yes,
it is so nice.
You see his quickness back, his agility back, and sidestepping.
Wala na yung tentativeness na talaga.
And this is, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, his rookie season with the PBL.
I will have to get back that
Kasi
one.
parang second year lang ata niya sa UP this year, di ba? So if that means it was the second year, this means this will be his first conference in the PBL.
If you're asking me,
I will double check.
Yes, I'll double check. But I've been covering the PBL since '99. I do not remember. Yes, but I may be wrong. Of course, the old man that I am. 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Latonio shoots the 3 from the arc, wala. 20 seconds, and the archers will go for the last shot. Joseph Yo might be a good guy to go to for the final shot of the half. Yo again sidesteps. As we said, the perfect person to go to in a situation like that. Goose able to get it up. Almost.
A double bump from half court. 30 is also because of aggressiveness, and you want to be too aggressive offensively, and it's just a matter of challenging those energies and, you know, be more consistent on the floor. You see Kim Yahan wide open under the basket.
Ang ganda ng kanyang quick fake and then able to get it up and in. Did not waste a lot of time for that move, and the lead goes back to Granny Goose Tortillos, 33-32. Before we move on, what a beautiful shot of the Pasig Sports Center a while ago. Ang ganda ng kulay natin dito with all of the banners of our teams joining us here at the PBL Open Championship. Now, if you want to join us dito sa Pasig, feel free to do so. But on Saturday, bago tayo move on with this game, on Saturday, sa Lasal Green Hills tayo maglalaro. The very first time that the PBL is going to play there. We have a nice doubleheader to usher our first time sa Lasal. Granny Goose comes back against Air Philippines in the first game. That's right. At 2 p.m. And then the Ateneo Lasal matchup. Addict Mobile Ateneo going up against ICTSI Lasal in the main game. All part of your Saturday offering sa PBL. Live po yan sa Studio 23. At sana magpunta kayo din sa Lasal Business para masaya. In the meantime, a minute gone by already. It's Aranya, Cardona. Sometimes it really makes me wonder how he makes a shot like that.
Ang pilis pati, no? Pagtanggap na pagtanggap, he doesn't even think anymore. It's like a knee-jerk reflex.
Yes.
You hit the knee, it picks up. You give him the pass at the post, he just turns out and shoots that jump hook.
Lanete splitting and making it his first 2 points in the ballgame. As I said, DJ may scorer's mentality ang point guard niya from Lyceum of the Philippines.
And they're going to need a little bit more of that. Challenge the defense of T.Y. Tang. Challenge the defense of the guards of LaSalle.
There goes and part of the reason why he was able to execute that shot is the fact that meron talagang tira sa tres si Mac. At sasabayan mo talaga eh.
Pag nag-ball fake pa man din yan, kapani-paniwala talaga mag-ball fake kung si Mac Cardona.
You know, surprisingly, I haven't seen Nestor David play in the first half. He didn't play any. This boy did it.
So yung rotation na ginagawa ni Coach Juntan is really Abby Santos, Kinyahan, and si Lamon, si Kapati, and Grijalva. Those are his bigs that he played with in the first half.
Meantime, 36-35 our scores. To look forward to are 4 of those magical-looking shots. And he knows it. He knows when he puts it up, he knows it's going to go in.
Confidence. Oozing.
And if you're a defender, it's really tough.
Frustrating too.
You have to be at least 7 feet to stop that up front. Ang magandang depensa talaga dyan is either you strip him from underneath or yung blind side.
Correct. Or anticipate the body on the spin. Or do what Tari Furniture did 3 years ago in the ending and have great timing.
Pero dun sa ganun kabilis kasi ang hirap eh. Pasa, ikot, tira kagad.
You'd expect it to feel you off first, give you a little bump and grind at the post.
7:30 to play, 36-35 ang ating talaan sa pagsimula ng ating pangatlong hito. Ang lamang yan. And dismantles that LaSalle defense.
And he's found the number now of T.Y. Tang and has been able to penetrate and blow right by him 2 consecutive times. So I don't know if Coach G will be wary of this and maybe ask T.Y. to play a little bit more aggressive on the ball.
7 minutes to play. Kabatu, nowhere to go. Sends it over to Tang, throws it up. Sinyahan, nahuli yata sa tabla. So that's his second personal foul. Look at the crossover. And then goes back to his right. Yung sidestep niya covered one.
More feet. Ang haba na hinakbang. And that was a good move. Hindi yung traveling. That was perfectly legal.
And that's classic Chico Lanete right there.
Uy! Sakuy. Now Zico, and he didn't really intend to do so. He did not even see Mac Cardona behind him.
Yes.
Pagpihit na lang niya, nandun na siya.
Si RD, larong ang tinawagan ng kanyang pangalawang personal. Let's look at that again. Oops. Oh, ow. Ow.
He's like, I'm okay. Just move my headband a bit.
Nakarami na ako niyan eh. If you're Mac Cardona, you've had your share.
I've been there.
Of elbows.
I've been there, felt that.
Turnover for the Archers. Ball goes back. 37-36 lamang on Granny Goose. It has been that kind of a ball game, TJ, for these two teams. Lanete against Tang. I haven't even seen Chico Lanete post up like that. Well, we saw him a while ago. A lot of forces. This one sends that baby home.
Better field goal shooting right now, boom, to start the second half with Granny Goose as compared to the 26% they shot in the first half.
Tang from 16, he loves that shot.
That's where J.R. Kenyan has to realize that he's got to come out on that pick and roll because that's one of the favorite shots of T.Y. Tang.
Jerwin Gakko breaking up the fast break play. Possession, though, will remain with the White Shirts. With 20 on the shot clock and 6:07 to play in the third. Ardi thought about it. Cardona on him. Almeda against Aranya. Almeda, baseline move. What a shot from Tony Almeda.
He's been there. If you're Coach G, you're going to be frustrated about two things. One, you're on the ball defense. They're just letting their perimeter players blow right by them. And secondly, where's the help defense? Jerwin Gakko, Jun Kabatu, not even a sight of them trying to challenge those shots.
And Ryan Aranya is not one of the easiest players to go around. As Cardona misses the three ball, Ardi trying to control the leather. Almeda, contra champion na galaw. Almeda, 8 points in a ball game, flying through the LaSalle defense. Despite Mac Cardona staying with him all the way, Almeda able to get it up and in for the 5-point lead. 43-38, 5:26 to play. This is the PBL on Studio 23. Babad sa laro.
Lunes, kailangan nang magbayad ng telepono ni Dong. Martes, bibili ng libro si Tina. Miyerkules, kailangan ng puhunan ni Boboy. Huwebes, mapuputulan ng kuryente si Shell. Biyernes, magpapadoktor ang anak ni Sigrid. Sabado, magbabayad ng renta si Tutsi. Linggo, magpapabinyag si Sylvia. Sa mga panahong ito, iisa lang ang kanilang inasahan. Montana Pawn Shop, ang pawn shop na madaling kausap.
New Magnolia low-fat milk with less than 2% fat. It's a start.
Back here, the PBL Open Championship coverage brought to you by Studio 23. And here is that first move by Almeda. Walang nagawa si Kabatu.
Watched him.
Medyo nanood. Eto na naman, bumaypay na naman. Dalawa, tatlo ang iniwanan ni Toti Almeda, who is 3 out of 5 from the field. Almeda with 8 points, 3 rebounds in the ballgame. And the biggest lead for either team, it now stands at 5, 43-38. Artemio Toti Almeda. Sige na nga, Toti na lang.
Okay. Interestingly, I was looking at the fouls of Kabatu. Maybe he has 2 fouls. That's why he's cautious to go for the blocks. He only has 1 foul, so there's no reason for him to not even try to challenge those penetrations of the white shirts.
Naunahan pare. Naunahan si Jun. Just as,
I mean, when your feet freeze.
Yes.
It happens. It happens.
And Toti, that takeoff by Toti is not your normal takeoff.
Bilis.
And he also jumped towards Jun Kabatu. So wala na rin
Ilang ka nang sumabit eh.
Ron Kapati replaces J.R. Kinyahan, who has committed 3 personal fouls. 5:08 remaining. Jerwin Gago on the line. 3 points. Has missed 4 free throws in this game. To be exact, 3 out of 7 from the field. Ooh, foul. Cardona fouling Totti Almeida.
So here comes Lasal again picking up their fouls. As we mentioned, they had 13 in the first half. I think they had 10 in the second quarter alone.
That is the third on Macmac Cardona.
And those are fouls that you can easily let go, Sana, if you got the presence of mind to, not try and grab the ball anymore once somebody's gotten the position and the ball.
Almeida, the double team on him. They get the ball down to Ron Capati against Cabato. Capati, face-up jumper, knocks it down. That's a shot.
Measuring up the defense of Cabato.
Yes.
Nice ball fake, which, sets your defender a little bit off on his rhythm and getting that split second to get that open shot.
Capati, part of that CSB team that featured Jondan Salvador and Magpantay. Just imagine that front line. Ron Capati back here in the PBL, measuring up as you would put it. Cabato, little space in between them, just enough for him to execute the face-up jumper. And now the 7-point lead, the biggest of the ballgame for Granny Goose, as Alfie Grijaldo and Joseph Yo come back for their respective teams. JV Casio also in the ballgame. 4:34 remaining. And free throws will be taken by Macmac Cardona.
Again, the amount of free throws really slowing down the tempo of this ball game.
And I think we have a lull here because Grijaldo has to take off. What is that? Bracelet? Tape? His finger? That looks like tape to me.
What if he needs it? Because of a sprain.
Maybe it's loose. Kaya
maluwag na, tanggalin mo na. And retape it mo na.
Masakit yan pag nakatama sa mukha ng ibang tao. Meantime, the lead again is 7. Grijaldo will sit down. Abby Santos comes back in. I'm sure they will retape Alfie Grijaldo. Speaking of Granny Goose, we all know it. We have been mentioned many times. 7 UB players are in this team. When you look at the coaching staff, aside from Coach Juntan, you also see Coach Lito Vergara, and then Coach Bong Arroyo, and then the coach of the juniors teams,
even their team manager, si Pico Garcia, I think is his last name.
Si Coach Lito. Mac Cardona has been miserable from the line. That is his first conversion, 1 out of 4, with 25% from the 15th parallel. And the press is on again for Lasal and Lanete. Oh, what a move! What a sensational move by the Lyceum of the Philippines standout, faking the pass and going for the 2.
Sidestep getting away.
JV Casio, speaking of getting away, he caught Chico Lanete napping the rotation. Almeida gets up the dribble. Santos off. Jerome Capati, who draws the foul from Mark Benitez. Si Larong yung hindi
Alahoy. Medyo na alahoy na yun. He had the lane. He could have taken another step in. As you see, this nice move to slice the defense.
And again, as we said, Chico Lanete loves to sidestep.
Komportable siya. Parang second nature lang para kay Lanete.
47-41 ang ating talaan. May timeout po tayo dito sa Pasig Sports Center.
TSI must stop making unnecessary fouls as they have to avoid stopping the clock. Importante rin para sa kanila ngayon na continuous ang ball movement nila, which will help make their defense work. Essentially, they were told to play with a killer instinct and always be available to help each other on the court. Boom.
Thank you very much, Mickey Delas, joining us from courtside. Speaking of the Archers, regardless of how popular a lot of people would assume this team to be, and the players themselves, we can't help but also assume that a lot of the PBL fans or people, let's say in the provinces who watch the PBL and do not follow the UAP for maybe obvious reasons because there's no affiliation, are seeing maybe guys like Cardona and Yo for the first time. Baka narinig na nila, pero to assume that they're well known all over might be wrong. So this is also good for guys like Cardona and Yo and the rest of the ICTSI LaSalle Archers. 48-41. Coming up the 3:40 mark as Lanete unable to handle the pass. Mainit masyado yung bola. Too much steam on that one. Coach Jun Tan, by the way, making his debut as a coach here in Manila. Cardona. Nowhere to go. Sends it out to Castro. Castro Cañatres. Arong has been all over the Pasig Sports Center, but he couldn't handle the rebound. Send it over to Gretchen Fulido now for the Granny Goose Tortillas. Gretchen.
Yes, Boo, medyo bigyan ang laro nitong Granny Goose Tortillas team sa mga unang minuto ng game. Kailangan daw maging patient sila at i-set up ang mga plays nila at more ball movement. They have to contain the intensity. Nakakita nitong si Yo at si Cardona to be able to maintain their momentum. Sinabi rin ni Coach Jun na dapat mas kumuha sila ng mas maraming rebounds and raise their aggressiveness sa defense at ilesa ng kanilang fouls. Boom and TJ?
Well, thank you very much for that report, Gretchen. Two things. One, Joseph Yo just again emphasizing that point ni Coach Jun Tan. And secondly, kita natin talaga yung gigil nga nung first, if not gigil, hesitation.
First few minutes.
No?
If you're right, if it's not gigil, it's tentativeness na nangangapa masyado. Pero yun nga, this is what they have to be wary of. Joseph Yo and Mac Cardona being very aggressive and trying to penetrate and find things for themselves. If not, they kick it out to their open teammates.
Still a 7-point lead as Lanete fires it up. Kapati. Wala. Benitez stood his ground. 3 on 2. Cardona settles for the 3, fakes it, shoots it. And a push ball on Jun Kabati.
He cleared out the Dlsu Lanete. Probably didn't have to because he would have had a easy 6-inch, 5-inch advantage on the rebound battle there.
Second personal on the son of another PBL great,
Sunny Kabati.
3-time MVP.
Learn something you ever did, yes? Wow,
PBL.
3-time MVP, huh?
50-43. Almeda goes to the hole. Malalim, tira din yun. Pero for those of you who are watching Toti Almeda for the first time, he loves shots like those. Joseph Yo fires up the 3, nothing there. The tap going to Santos. They send it over. Ron Kapati who sidesteps.
Actually, he wasn't so sure when to sidestep and blow by JV Casio, but he finally was able to get the timing. Took off maybe a little bit too far, pero nakabawi pa rin and get that there. This is the biggest lead, I think, right now of Granny Goose. 9 points.
52-43. You know, DJ, we said this last Saturday. It's amazing how it's the big men running the break after Santos to Kapati. This time, Almeda, 2 steps ahead. He goes cherry picking. And the whole bench of Granny Goose Tortillas celebrating as they Sports Center. Let's give you an Addict mobile fast break. Well, actually, a couple of fast breaks. Casio trying to deny si Ron Kapati of a dribble at least for that fast break, but he was able to sidestep. And then Almeda going cherry picking in this game. No need to dribble for that one. The good look coming from Chico Lanete, who has also played very well overall basketball.
Yes, he has been able to take control of his team. In the first half pa lang, siya rin yung direct comeback at nakahama ng konti. So it's the challenge now for Marvin Cruz to step up here in the second half and come up with more composure and more control to maintain this lead.
Cardona misses on that shot. Turnovers for both teams, if you're interested to find out. 14 for Granny Goose and ICTSI with 18. Third quarter, Granny Goose has 4 with the 2 of LaSalle. But the interesting thing here is LaSalle only with 1 field goal in the last 3 minutes.
They have slowed down in scoring here in the second half. Boom, it's been a 23-11 run in the last 8 minutes and 51 seconds of this third quarter.
Pati is adding on to that as you look at Coach Jun Tan, Marvin Cruz, Coach to Vergara. All very active on the sidelines. And you know this UP coaching staff, they're always standing up,
Yes, they are.
sliding. Lead now, as you look at the despondent bench of the Archers, lead now is the highest of 13. Bakers doesn't lead, 56-43. Yo. Casio fakes. They give it inside to Benitez. Good decision by JB Casio.
It's been rare that they were able to find a big man to find a drop pass to inside. They got to do a little bit more of those, but they're going to be too predictable. It's always going to be just Matt Cardona or Dlsu taking it all the way.
Goose recovers. They have 14 on the shot clock. Almeida gives up the 3. That's a tough shot, and he comes up short. Cardona against 2 white shirts. Cardona from 14. With the money in the bank.
You're even wondering what kind of a shot he wanted to take.
And ito si Larong, hindi niya kilala masyado. Maybe, I'm assuming, playing against him at least. Iba yung napapanood mo, iba yung nakakalaro mo eh.
Correct.
And that Cardona, surprising RD Larong, all of a sudden, pulling up to that classic captain hook shot from 14 feet. Larong loses possession. Gapo picks it up. Yo sends it over to Cardona. Cardona all the way. Misses. Cardona trying to take it back, but Abby Santos takes it away from all of them. And here come the Tortillos. And Benitez fouls the rampaging Ron Kapati.
Interestingly, Coach Juntan was trying to signal to Kapati, slow down, but Kapati knew what was going on. There was 5 seconds left in the quarter, while Coach Jun didn't realize the time left on the clock.
And he also apologizes to his players at the same time.
I was making him slow down.
Again, the new environment, new
I think Coliseum, kailangan masabi kung saan yung scoreboard, oras.
Kapati, very productive for Granny Goose. 10 points, 8 of them coming in the third, 5 rebounds, and this guy came off the bench. And has sat down Kinyan. Kinyan also has 3 personals, kaya naman extended minutes natong si Ron Kapati. That will do it for the third canto ng ating laro. That's for the PBL Open Championship. Fourth quarter is underway, and you were right, DJ, when you said, and I was right when I said I tried to remember when 5 years working in the PBL. Marvin Cruz, rookie year, first in the PBL.
Time goal. Yeah, we see a quarter scoring. Big scoring quarter there for Granny Goose. 27 while playing good defense and holding down the Archers to only 15 points back in the third as they opened this last.
Oh, what a shot! Wow. Oh, but it's an offensive foul called
Not gonna count
on Joseph Yo, but oh my Lord, what a shot. That the fans stood up with that move. Woo! Joseph
With the
Yo,
left hand.
left-hand at that. Oh, lumipat sa kabila. But the shot was denied by the referees. As Marvin Cruz naipit. They give it up. Kapati has been a hot hand. He faces up. Gavino almost, but not quite. Sherwin Gaco. Bad pass. Almeida against Cardona. Almeida off the square. Almeida 12 points and 3 rebounds in the ball game. He averaged 5.7 in the Unity Cup. Also has 3 rebounds. His average in the Unity Cup is 1.3. And Almeida will add on to that total. And the Sun is demoralized right now. And the good thing about this for Granny Goose, it has been different cast of characters, TJ.
Yes, it has. It's been a great team effort, and you see it's coming off with their intensity, coming off the defensive end, getting some steals, getting some fast break opportunities, and they are just on the same page right now while LaSalle is beginning to collapse here at the start of the fourth.
15 na po ang kalamangan ng Granny Goose. Magbabalik po ang PBL on Studio 23. Getting a 1-point lead, a 1-point win rather, over Addict Mobile Ateneo. An exciting ball game. Jerome Paterno, the top performer of the game, and he also canned the winning layup over Paulo Bugia. Air Philippines, 81, Addict Mobile 80. A game that was very tight, although Ateneo led most of the way as we look at Commissioner Chino Trinidad joining us as usual on hand for the game between LaSalle and Granny Goose. ICTSI and Granny Goose as Tim Gatchalian tries to set up Gavino. Another turnover for Lasal. Totti goes. Latonio, I believe. That's Latonio with his first 2 points in the ball game. And as we said, Granny Goose is showing a complete attack, TJ.
Yes, they are. And, surprisingly, it's correcting what we were expecting in the start of this ball game, that Lasal would be the team that's coming in with a lot of chemistry, a lot of teamwork, a lot of hard work together. Pero itong Granny Goose na 7 UP players and the rest, a few from Cebu and a few from other former PBL teams, and they're playing like a well-oiled unit here in the second half.
And it's not only the players from UP that are doing that, as you mentioned. Papati, Grijaldo, Lanete, all took turns as Latonio commits a foul on Michael Gavino.
At ginawa nila yung run nila without their hyped-up star from Cebu na si JR Baby Shakinan, who's been sitting on the bench.
Meantime, another addict mobile fast break there, courtesy of Raul Latonio. And the assist coming from Totti Almeda, who has had a spectacular second half for Coach Juntan. Abi Santos sits down, and Alfie Grijaldo comes back in. So the newcomers here in the PBL Open Championship showing a lot of spunk in the ballgame. Our Philippines coming off with a win today, earlier. Oh no! Everything but the shot gets it back and is fouled. What energy! And Joseph Yo, that may have been a traveling from our angle at least, but it was still a tough move.
Pero the way that he could still maintain his body control, much more the shot. I mean, just the body control of not getting dizzy from a spin like that. That speed. Tapos nakakatalon ka pa.
Amazing.
That's an athlete with a capital A.
Just as they say, one of the amazing things about the Ninja is this is a free throw. Something we are all too familiar with as part of the panel already, as J.R. Quinyan now getting ready to come in. The Ninja misses 2 at that.
That's gonna hurt.
Naubos yata doon sa ikot. TJ.
Naubusan ng buwelo.
Cruz leaves his feet. Totti Almeda with 10 to work with here for the White Shirts. Grijaldo from 15. That's short. Gavino comes away with the retrieval. Gatchalian sets up Aranya. Aranya earlier made a 3, but misses the short staff.
This gang rebounding of Granny Goose has really helped them tremendously here in the second half.
That was all Marvin Cruz. 2 crossover moves and a pull-up from 15 to give them a 16-point lead, 66-50.
And that was wide open, Boom. Now, Coach G is very frustrated with the defense of his boys that it's just not there anymore. Their intensity is dipped so much on the defensive end.
Joseph Yo and Matt Cardona have come away with an array of impossible shots. If the points depended on the shots, I would give that move 10 points.
Kaso nga lang, they're still down by a big 14-point deficit. And we don't get extra points for fanciness here. And the work has been done so far by Granny Goose, and there's still time for ICTSI to get back in this game with 6 minutes to go.
Anya, this is everything. I guess, nakikita ko si Joseph Yo. Pagod na pagtukod na. Alam mo, if you're Coach Juntan, sige na. You give Joseph Yo those spectacular moves, those spectacular 2 points. Basta siya lang. And it makes
everybody else.
And it makes the offense of Lasal very predictable as the baby Shaq now comes back in for Granny Goose. Whoa.
We got a deliberate foul here on Matt Cardona. In the first half, we got a technical for taunting now. An inadvertent either forearm or elbow to the face
of Marvin Cruz. Matt thinks acted, but they will show.
Ow, that's a clothesline. Sorry, that was not inverted. I thought he was nakatalikod kasi, but he was facing it. And he knew where his arms were going.
If I may just say, UP had a 7-game winning streak. 8?
Yes, they did.
7? Was it 7 or 8?
7.
In the UAB. The team that halted that streak was LaSalle.
Who on their end were on a hot streak too. So he gets thrown out of the game now. Because he had a technical earlier for another unsportsmanlike conduct. And because of this blow above the shoulders, automatically he's gone. That's going to hurt LaSalle and they're bid to come back in the game.
And that will mean Joseph Yo will not get the ample rest that he was hoping.
Now, the question is, will the commissioner's office review this and possibly suspend him when they're going to be going up against Adik Mobile Ateneo Comantin on Saturday?
We'll
find out.
We have the commissioner. He saw that live. We have a wide screen here at the Pasig Sports Center. So I'm sure Commissioner Chino Trinidad will, the commissioner's office will come up with something after that. In the meantime, back to this ball game. It's a 14-point lead for Granny Goose. Marvin Cruz hoping to pad on to that one. Maybe still jarred from that forearm that he got. Right in the kisser or was it in the nose bridge?
Between the eyes. You mean it? Nakahihila talaga yung ganun eh.
Well, if it's right between the eyes, mahirap na masinta niya. Yes, that's evident. There you go. But a 2-3. There you go. Sabi pag tinamaan ka dyan,
Hilo ka.
Kinyahan on the floor for Coach Jung Tan. Granny Goose, their guest appearance here at the PBL Open Championship, looking for a win to join Air Philippines, Toyota Otis, Letran, and speaking of another team, Magnolia Dairy Ice Cream, opening day winners. Nowhere to go for Joseph Yo. So they reset the table with under 6 minutes to play. Here in the fourth quarter, Batu with a questionable shot.
They're just collapsing here in the fourth quarter. They've been taking bad shot after bad shot. The teamwork that you saw they had in the first quarter is nowhere to be found here in the second half.
Cruz, 3 fakes, but Chalian not fighting. 7 on the shot clock. Yan looks at the clock, maneuvers, and then off the glass, but a little bit strong. Ivy puts it back. And then at the ring, he tumama ng ring. So the shot clock goes off.
That's been the problem of Marvin Cruz for the last couple of years in seniors basketball. He holds the ball so long. Dami niyang ball fake, dami niyang jab step, bago siya mag-decision kung anong gusto niyang gagawin.
Something that I'm sure he will learn through the years. And the constant exposure going up against the best amateur point guards all over the Philippines here in the PBL. Yo, hoping to pull the trigger. Nasaran ng pinto. Joseph Yo, they go down to Mabati. JV throws it up, gets it to go. 66-55, the lead back down to 11. A little more manageable at this point. 5:05 remaining. The setup job from Kabatu. JV Casio, we all know what he can do. Knocks down and sends that baby home. Cuts the lead down to 11. He smiles. But Coach Gia Bonilla, I'm sure, is worried as they are down 11 points. And we'll be back with more of the PBL on Studio 23. Knocking down a 3-point shot to cut the lead down to 11. Manageable. But LaSalle has to turn up the juice here in the final 5 minutes. Lanete is back in the ballgame for Granny Goose and tries to go for the twinner. Ball will go to LaSalle.
Now those are the things they're going to have to avoid. They know that time is on their side. Don't rush things, don't force your shots. You got to play smart here in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Grijaldo, Kinyahan, and Larong underneath for Granny Goose, and Davino unable to control the leather. Larong zigzagging. A little bit wild. Recovers just in time and eludes everybody else with a couple of ball fakes.
They just forgot where the ring was and they didn't want to defend. Kumbaga yung basic rule of basketball defense between the ring and your man.
Joseph Yo against Kinyahan and Larong. That's a tough shot. That's a tough shot. I don't know. For me, he's got 30 points already in the ballgame.
But he can't do it alone, Boom.
Exactly.
He's come up with a lot of great shots for ICTSI, but
and again, that takes its toll on your body. Those shots.
Mamaya, pag crunch time, if we're going to need a big shot if they bring this lead down, will he have enough in him to take those big shots?
The shots, no matter how spectacular they look like, as Joseph Yo again leads this fast break. Sends it over to Gabino. Joseph Yo again. No. Nakakapagod panoorin ito si Joseph. Nice set up top. RD Laro. And it's solo time for LaSalle. On the other hand, here at Granny Goose, everybody getting a touch of that leather. Davino, denied by Kinyahan. Solo-soloan eh. Huh?
Yeah, nagkakanya-kanya. They're taking quick, tentative shots. They don't know how to slowly come back in this game. They're down by still a big Baker's dozen lead here.
Almeda against Casio. Almeda's been quiet, been content setting up his teammates here in the fourth. Lanete shoots the three off the back iron. Long shot, long rebound. Casio picks it up. And it goes to Yo, goes streaking all the way for the two. 13 points for the high-flying ninja.
13 only?
13 pa lang yun.
But all those 13 had so much impact with the way he had to make them.
All spectacular. And I see him really breathing heavily right now. Totti sends it out to Chico. Chico, another back rim shot. Rijaldo picks it up. Oh, nice play. Almeda unable to get it up and in. And Gavino and Almeda involved in a jump and possession arrow points to Granny Goose Tortillas. We have a lull and a substitution. This is perfect time to go to Mickey Deles. Mickey.
It is evident that PBL basketball is a totally different ballgame to UAP basketball. It is more physical and the intensity level is definitely higher. Now with lead scorer Mac Cardona out, the burden of leading this team lies with older members, June Cabato and Joey Ngako, and of course with shooters JV Casio and Joseph Yo. Defense pa rin ang kailangan nilang bigyan ng focus. Hindi sila pwede mag-give up. They have to stay alert and stay together. Boom.
Thank you very much, Mickey. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll talk about her report when we come back.
This November, Studio 23 Presents will bring together.
In the meantime, on Thursday, we have these games to offer. Magnolia Dairy Ice Cream Wizards with the going up against another opening day winner, Toyota Otis Letran, and then opening day losers, Wellcoat Fate Masters and Montana Jewels, who fell to Magnolia in double overtime, will go up in the main game. That's on Thursday at dito po yan sa Pasig Sports Center. Sa Sabado po, may Granny Goose against Air Philippines in the first game at 2, and at 4 will be at Addict Mobile Ateneo going up against ICTSI LaSalle. Sa LaSalle Green Hills po yung laro na yan. And we hope to have you there. And we hope to have you every single game here at the PBL Babad sa laro. Balik po tayo dito sa laro ng Granny Goose kontra ICTSI. Ako ng 11 ang Granny Goose. 13 na sana kung naipasok ni Larong yung kanyang tiya.
And that's what's been hurting them all throughout the second half. The turnovers of the Archers have really been the thing that has cost them so many crucial possessions here in the second half.
I don't know. I will stop commentating and just laugh, watch, and enjoy those Joseph Yo shots.
But that's the only sidelight,
Exactly.
the only bright thing
Look at this.
for the Archers.
The bump and then the foul from Kinyahan. Usually the bump will already slow you down, DJ.
Balance pa, bumped by a guy that's wide.
But it's just all alone. And Kinyahan picks up his 4th personal foul. Joseph Yo has at least treated the fans here in the Pasig Sports Center.
He's put on a show.
He has put on a show. Cardona put on his own show earlier. But as, well, if you just joined us, Cardona out of the ball game, a technical foul and a deliberate foul in the second half.
Well, unfortunately for the Archers, the shows that were put on by Ewan Cardona may not be enough to get them the win in their first game here in the Open Championship.
We're down to a minute and 45 to play. Granny Goose looking good with an 8-point lead, although anything can still happen. I don't know. Almeda. Find is also in the ballgame. Lanete will be afraid to shoot. 9 points for Chico Lanete. He missed his previous 2 3-point shots, made the adjustment on that one, and sent that baby home. And an 11-point cushion that pretty much is a backbreaker right there. But Joseph Yo says the show ain't over. As long as there are lights here at the Pasig Sports Center, I will keep on shooting. There was is a top performer from a losing team if LaSalle goes on to lose this one. No doubt about it. First, Chico lines it up from the same spot where he missed earlier. And then Joseph Yo, given the space to shoot, knocks it down on the other side. Lead back down to 8, 73-65.
Tapos sa penalty itong LaSalle and they're not opting to foul.
Kapati back in the game. Laneta from the same spot. Short this time. Look at Jaime Ibanez getting it from Yo and Cabato. I think that's fatigue.
That'll do it if they don't have to foul here. Coach G doesn't give him any signal to foul. He's going to run out the clock.
Jaime in to the defense. That's where the foul was given. And some of the members of our audience here in the Pasig Sports Center beeline for the exits, concluding and conceding this game to Granny Goose. What a debut for Coach Juntan here in Manila.
And the rest of his boys in a, it's very nice to see that, even though the challenge was there for them to show some chemistry and teamwork, being a team that's had a mixture of the core of UP and 5 other players from different parts, a couple from Cebu and a few from other PBL teams.
An incredible mix. Unusual.
Ironic talaga eh. You'd expect itong Ictsi Archers would be the ones to have so much chemistry and teamwork. What a hard foul to the face by Jordan Gabo. Didn't even go for the ball.
I heard the thud. Thud. Not only the thud, the hit on the face. DJ, I heard that. From up here, remember. Way up here. Almost the nosebleed section. I'm happy though that the bench of Granny Goose did not come out.
They're almost dead. They're up in arms.
Let's see this. The foul, the shot went in, right? Bang! Look at
so
that.
So far from the ball. He could have blocked it if he wanted to. Ang baba naman ang take-off ni Totti. If he wanted to go for the ball, I think he could have gotten the piece of it easily.
That's frustration right there. Still, regardless of the frustration, that is uncalled for.
We're trying to get the clarification of the foul here.
I'm sure Commissioner Okay, so Marvin Cruz was called for the technical foul for entering. You know that Totti and Marvin are very close. That's Jerwin Gaco on the floor, or the bench right now. I'm sure Commissioner Chino Trinidad, I've been working under him for the last 5 years. I'm sure he has something to say about that.
Well, this might hurt. If they're
that hurts. Look at the blood. And there's a cut.
Yeah.
There's a cut. Hopefully, TJ, there's
nothing broken on the face or the nose.
Kasi malakas eh. Dinig na dinig ko dito.
And I have headphones on.
Yeah. And Commissioner Chino Trinidad does not tolerate things like that in his league.
So in the event, let's speculate now. We don't know what Commissioner will do for sure. In the event na masuspend si Gaco, masuspend si Cardona, it's going to be a majorly depleted lineup when they go up against the Addict Mobile team on Saturday.
Yeah. It happens that way. Or maybe they will be given a stern warning. Well, we can't second guess Commissioner. Of course, he will review the tapes on both occasions. Jerwin Gaco, a newcomer.
Rookie pa man din sa PBL. Mapapagsabihan yan.
Which might be also to his advantage.
Since it's his first time.
So, huwag na nating hulaan kung ano pwedeng mangyari. Malalaman natin yan sa mga pahayagan kinabukasan.
Probably, if not tomorrow, at least Thursday.
At least Thursday. Yeah. We'll have a ruling on that. 75-66. 27.2. You hear the murmur here in Pasig Sports Center.
Yung mga palabas na biglang bumalik. So these are the free throws and the technical foul of Marvin Cruz entering the court.
Blood flowing from the nose of Totti Almeida, who has also done a spectacular job. Almeida with 16 points, 3 rebounds, and a controlled ball game for Totti Almeida. Something that a couple of years ago you wouldn't see from him. He was usually a wild player. But again, maturity really teaches you things like that. Cabato will throw up the 3, and that's off the back iron. Yo, his version of a double clutch 3, still no-go. Time ticking away in this ballgame between Granny Goose and the ICTSI LaSalle Archers. All of the 8 teams have played already here in the PBL Open Championship, and the mixture of UP and Cebuano players, one from NU, one from CSB, doing it for Coach Juntan, and what an auspicious debut also for Coach Juntan here in this ballgame.
Work well done by the Granny Goose boys for Coach Juntan. A great team effort considering ang daming newcomers sa kanilang kupunan, of course, it's a new team. But the blending and the effort that they put together as a team was a wonderful effort to get out this win against a team that has come off a UAP championship where everybody thought they'd have the momentum, the chemistry, and the high energy.
They hung over still.
Possibly.
That was just like 2.5 weeks ago, or 3, the most. Anyway, as the smoke settles here at the Pasig Sports Center, our obvious player of the game, TJ.
Oh yeah, you gotta give it to him. Tonti Almeida really poured it on, especially in the second half where he just dismantled the defense of the Archers. The half-court set, the open court, and he poured on the points for the Granny Goose.
And he learned what to kick back when all of the other players were doing their share of punching, so to speak. Tonti Almeida, 14 points in the ball game, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists. So on Thursday, as you mentioned, balik po tayo dito po sa Pasig Sports Center. Tuloy-tuloy ang laban sa PBL Open Championship. Magnolia Dairy Ice Cream Wizards against another opening day victor, Toyota Otis Letran Knights. Then in the main game, opening day losers, Well Goat Paint Masters and Montana Jewels in our main.